For parents who have older teenage children or adult children, what responsibility, if any, do they have financially in their parents' house? Well, we kind of covered that earlier. In their parents, if they still live there, let's say they still live there and they're adults, there is nothing wrong with, we not too long had this conversation, well, we've had this conversation for years, but there's nothing wrong with children who have jobs, whatever, and if the parents ask them to give them some money or to whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, the only problem that can come into, because now, like I said, we do things right, and we read all the scripture, you know, the parents store up for the child, but there's nothing wrong with what I call teaching children some responsibility and some accountability. Because I knew of parents, matter of fact, my dad did that with a couple of my brothers when they got jobs at like 16 or what, it ain't like he needed it. But what he did, he had them, they'd probably give, when they get paid in them days, they'd give them $20. And that was just only to teach them something. Or like when I was younger, I would get an allowance because I would, to clean the yard, do this, do that, an allowance. So that was teaching me a work ethic. You know. So there's nothing wrong with doing things like that. You know. Now, in the same token, if you could have adult children at home and they don't pay anything, that's up to the household, up to the individual. You know, so that either way is not right, or it just depends. But now, like I say, sometimes you have parents, their children, they help them because they need to. And then now, when you're in a case like that, if I have an adult child giving me money at home because I need to, now it kind of changes into, and then if they kind of want certain rights, I can't argue with it. See, it's kind of like if they paying enough for rent, and then, you know, and they grown and live there, and then they kind of want to come in after 12 midnight, I can't really say too much about that. Oh, I felt the pin drop on the carpet. If I need, like I said, I'm dependent on them. See, because it changes the dynamics. Now that's just how it is. You know, if they helping me pay, because I need them to, and they helping me whatever, and it does change the dynamics. That where, you know, because they be like, well, you know, I can get my own place then. I'm not saying anything foreign or wrong. I mean, that's just.
Well, then they'll get their own place.
Well, then if then but see, they do that, but then the parent need their money. Now, what they gonna do?
I don't know. The thing about this is that, you know, in every relationship, it ain't just this parent and child. Every relationship change with exchange of money.
Sure.
When any money been exchanged, it changed the whole relationship.
Yeah.
Because now you owe me. And it always changes. It don't make a difference who you are, it just changed. You know, that's why it's not wise to get anything from anybody, because they always remind you, I gave you some money, or I helped you out, or I did something for you. Because it's always an exchange.
Money raises expectation. That's what anything. It's just like, say the church. We got obviously more volunteers. And we expect volunteers to be whatever. But now, the volunteers, if you start getting paid, I don't want to hear the bus was late. That money raises expectation. That's just how it is with anything. You know, so, but that's how it is.